Hey guys, Ted from Nerdarchy here, for nerds, by nerds, and today I'm hanging out with
Ryan.
Nerdarchy's Dave.
And today we're getting familiars with familiars.
Head down in the description below where you can find Nerdarchy, the newsletter. Learn how to game with Nerdarchy as well as game weekly tips.
So we had the question pondered by Raven Dowager Batley, and he had the question of have you guys done a video about role-playing familiars? And let's do that. And beast companions. We can rope that
Squeak,
in.
squeak, squawk, squawk.
Yeah,
So
so
something like that.
So basically watch Planet Earth for like the various animal types that you're trying to mimic and just do.
Well, yeah. I think once you move into certain types of companions and the like, they're going to have the ability to communicate telepathically or speak a language. So they're not going to communicate with just squawks and things. They're going to communicate their thoughts, their wishes, their desires. So the things you have to look at is how intelligent is the actual creature? Are we going to limit the actual communication to that type of thing? If it's hungry, is it just saying feed me or food, or does it actually say I'm hungry?
Yeah, like if it's a super low intelligence, like a 1 or 2 or whatever, like maybe it's just your instructions to this thing have to be super simple, unless you have a telepathic link with them. Mm-hmm. Like the Beastmaster Ranger, they don't. Other than the fact that they can command an animal, they don't have like a special telepathic link, if I'm not mistaken. So their commands do have to be generally like guard, attack, stay, like retrieve. Yeah. So, and you can look at Matt Mercer's portrayal of Trinket, which is Laura Bailey has an Elven Ranger character, and so her bearer companion, like he only does like animalistic things and descriptions of what the animal is doing because it doesn't have that full array of communication.
Yeah, so, where a familiar, even just the animal familiars have the ability to telepathically communicate, but back and forth between the caster. But what does that mean? To me, as a GM, that means they're like, for hunger, you may get mental images if it's a snake of like mice or something, or rodents for raptors or birds of prey, or for danger you might get the mental image of something that, like for a snake, maybe you get the mental image of an eagle or something that eats snakes,
or a mongoose, or yeah. That would be good.
Or for any kind of familiar, danger is a honey badger.
Yeah. You could also too just like have it speak with a sort of serpentine accent within the character's head, like that sort of like sibilant hiss, like Nagini and parcel tongue sort of idea from Harry Potter. We're referencing Harry Potter 2 for 2 today. So you could do a thing where it just does, because they have the telepathic link, they do just kind of talk, and that's okay too.
Yeah. However you want to handle it in your game, and it would still probably only be like 1 word, 2 words, top sentences. Like they're not going to be able to communicate complex ideas. Like you might get the word danger, or like
if you want a count of how many foes, like it's just like many feet. Yeah. Because a snake just like sees things up to ankle level, and that's like his main concern. Yeah.
It's like 4 people.
Yeah.
But that's
or 2 horses. 2 horses is many feet.
Yeah. So, or if it's 1 basilisk.
Yeah.
Many feet.
Yeah, and then the basilisk just comes back into it.
Yeah.
Or displacer beast. Yeah.
So your animal companions and your familiars, they're going to have limited ability to actually communicate with you. So it's more about the RPing these things. There's going to be more about describing what they do, how they act. Because that being said, they can actually act a little bit smarter than the animals. Like you can look, like you could look at inspiration, like even the Dritz books with Guinevere, how she always messes with Brunar, and stuff like that, or how she interacts with the other characters that she likes. You could do fun things like that in your campaign. I think even, well, I guess any of them really. It doesn't matter. Like I've done this previously in other campaigns we've had where, the familiar or the companion will mess with a different party member because they either like them or dislike them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like maybe you wake up and, damn it, that damn owl put my boots up in the tree again. And I have to climb down and climb up to get them.
David's character is a druid, and while druids don't necessarily get any kind of animal companion or whatever have you, he wanted a pseudo dragon. So
And a Dranther. He just wants every kind of pet you can get.
Basically, whatever game he's playing Pokemon.
Yeah,
he's a pet collector. It's kind of it's in his nature. So I'm like, all right, I don't see a problem with that, and he's treated the thing nicely, and it's stuck around, but it's one of those things that it's technically only has, I think, telepathy to other pseudo dragons, but I just gave it to the party for fun, and it's been useful. He's used it. It's been a little bit playful.
Yeah, a lot of times, like, it's a lot of like flavor, but find familiar spell is pretty strong. Like, your character is not actually a wizard in my game, and he has a familiar.
Yes.
You took it as a ritual spell, so you're able to learn it. Well, before we shot this video, I went and reread the Find Familiar spell, and I'm like, oh, you know what? This is actually really useful for a cleric, because you can use touch spells at a distance. So you don't actually have to go into the battlefield. You can just send your familiar.
Any caster, really, yeah. That makes a lot of
And
sense.
somebody sends one magic missile at it, and
There's tons of things that can do it. I mean,
there's 25 gold.
it wouldn't be the first time you've lost your familiar.
No. And he's not the understanding of magic that Raelian has is like he's created a magical being. It's not like he's taken an animal out of the wild that he summons.
Well, yeah, that's how Find Familiar works.
Right. Well, other times, and that goes to the RPing with familiars, is sometimes people believe that the thing is really alive and it's not just like a magical construct, and that's what you are imbuing with a magical
Well, that's
power.
going to really inform how the animal acts. Like, if it is like a squirrel, like, it's going to have some issue with you sending it into danger. And maybe like would yell at you with a high pitched squeaky voice.
Well, even if it is a magical construct, maybe like it's still got low intelligence. Yeah. Does it know it's a magical construct? Yeah. It may be aware of itself as it is. I mean, the cool thing is you can also change it whenever you want. You're a squirrel. You're a spider. Like, now, speaking of that though, like if you were able to, depending on what you can actually choose for familiars, like there's a list in there. But whatever your DM is kind of willing to give you, like a flying snake would be an awesome familiar because they actually have they're mobile, so they don't draw attacks of opportunity when they leave combat. So you could like send them in with touch spells and have them zig and zag.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
And they also have like a nasty bite as well. They're actually they only have like 1 hit point. And so I was like, these are useless. But then I actually looked at them a little bit because as a ranger beast companion, they're actually kind of cool because they can zip in and out. They have a decent movement, and they do like 3d4 damage of poison plus 1 point of a bite. So they actually do okay damage as well.
Well, really, all you need to do is then like, hey, drool on this arrowhead. And then you just shoot their poison at someone and not have to.
No, you just load it on the bow and shoot it like. Yeah. Come on, man! You gotta get those Conan references in there.
Oh yeah.
I'll go in it old school.
Yeah, but basically, if it's a sort of rambunctious animal, just make it speak like high pitched and fast. If it's like a slower cadence animal, like maybe a tortoise.
Is it Hoodwink where they give the squirrel caffeine and he gains super speed?
I don't remember that one.
Oh well, I have kids and they watch movies.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, but so I guess if you casted haste on a squirrel, it would be
it'd be the equivalent. Yes,
quite a thing.
Yeah, or you bring them down with a slow spell.
Yeah. Buddy, we need to level you out.
So what do you guys think? You got any cool familiar stories? How do you use them in your game? Put your comments down below. While you're at it, like, share, even subscribe.
You can Patreonize us in a good way on Patreon.
You can check us out at nerdy.com.
So until next time, stay nerdy.